Marty.
Okay.
So you've seen the drill. We're just going to ask you a few questions. I'm sure the membership knows you a lot already, but we're hoping to get, you know, a little bit more out of you, and maybe they don't know a few things about you. So
okay.
So let's start with the million dollar question. How long have you been here at Birnam Woods?
I came here in October of 1987, so it'll be 33 years next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
It's a very long time.
You've had a lot of different managers and seen a lot of different presidents.
You know, I reviewed that not long ago, and I think I've worked with 10 managers and 20 plus presidents.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of green committees, and but you know, it's all been good.
It's all been good.
Yeah.
So obviously you like working here.
Yeah.
What's there not to like?
You know, for me, this has always been kind of like living on the farm. You know, we've got the there's the farmhouse, there's the barn, there's all the stuff, and the tractors and whatnot. So this is it's real convenient for me because of the fact that I live here, and so my schedule is pretty flexible as far as doing things during the day and doing things during the evening. So it's been great.
Have you ever been late to work?
No, because I used to tell people I work 24/7, but then a few years ago I bumped it up to 25/8. So I'm always here. Yeah.
So Marty, where are you originally from?
I am originally from Speedway, Indiana, the home of the Indianapolis 500. And as a matter of fact, that's where I had my first golf course job. We lived in the neighborhood, and so most of my friends, we all ended up working at the track. And the first year I worked there, when they had the race, we had to sit on the golf greens. There was a golf course that was inside the track, and all the people would come in there, and that's where they would watch the race from. And so we'd have to rope off the greens and sit on them and tell people they couldn't drive their cars across there. So that was my first golf course job. And then I graduated to actually drove a tractor around the racetrack one time, spraying the weeds in the cracks. So yeah.
So what got you into superintendent? Like, what got you into grass and chemicals and scientific?
So in 1968, my family bought a golf course in central Indiana. It was a 9-hole golf course, and it was my parents, my aunt and uncle, grandparents. They bought this golf course, and we all moved there because they were into golf. And so I worked on that golf course, and then, let's see, traveled around for a few years, then went to school at Penn State, went to the turf program there. My internship, I worked at the Shaker Heights Country Club in Cleveland, then moved back to, I'm just trying to think how many courses I've worked at, moved back to San Diego, which is where I had met my wife, and we got married in 1971, and then moved to Pennsylvania. So then worked at Singing Hills Country Club in San Diego, and then the superintendent that I worked for in Shaker Heights got the job at Oakmont Country Club in Pittsburgh, and contacted me and was looking for an assistant. So we moved to Pittsburgh. And
you worked at Oakmont?
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's big time.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Wow.
Anyway, and while we were there, we had the PGA Championship in 1978, which was a big thrill to be able to work at that.
Wow.
Then when that was done, I moved to Los Angeles and worked at the Palos Verdes Golf Club for a few years, and then got the job at Riviera.
How long were you there for?
I went to work at Riviera. I worked there about 7 years, and had the PGA Championship there in 1983. So it was kind of great to have been able to work on a couple of majors. Had 5 LA Opens while I was there, and then it got to be kind of a rat race. And I heard that there was a place in the Santa Barbara area, a nice club that I could check out. And so when this became available, I looked into it, and I thought this would be a good place to end up. So I think I was 36 when I moved here, and have been here ever since.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm finding out some stuff about you here that I didn't know.
yeah. Like what?
Well, just you worked at Oakmont. You worked at, I mean, I knew you worked at Riviera, but I didn't know you did 7 opens. It's nuts.
Well, yeah. It was very busy. Yeah. And it was, I don't know. I mean, this is what I always thought it should be like. You know, prepare the golf course for the members. But the tournament level maintenance, that gets a little intense. So I was young. It was okay.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I have a few more questions.
Okay.
One, tell us a little bit about your family, and I know you have children.
So I mentioned that my wife Dixie and I got married in 1971. We have 2 sons, 2 great daughters-in-law, and 7 grandchildren.
Wow.
And my one son lives in Los Angeles in the Palisades, and my other son lives in the Denver area.
Okay. And
Yeah.
did they both grow up here at Birnam Wood?
Yes, both my sons. We moved here, I think my older son was 12 or 13, and my younger son was 9 or 10, around that age. And so my younger son went to Montecito Union. My older son went to Santa Barbara. They both went to high school in Santa Barbara. And yeah, they grew up here, worked at the golf shop, worked on the golf course, had the whole experience.
That's great.
Yeah.
Marty, so tell us something that we probably don't know about Birnam Wood and you. With all your experience here, you have to know a few things that, like, where's the hidden treasure?
Well, the club is the hidden treasure. I mean, Birnam Wood's a very unique place, and it's been very interesting for me over the years to learn about Birnam Wood and the way it was developed. As far as things you don't know, I made a comment earlier that history repeats itself. We continue to have fires and floods and those kind of things, and you know, living in Birnam Wood, it's been interesting because it's more of a neighborhood than it is a job. So it's been very enjoyable getting to know a lot of people. So, you know, as far as things that are unknown, I don't know, do you know that the major water supply for Santa Barbara and Carpinteria runs all the way next to the Boundary Drive? Comes all the way from out in Goleta, goes all the way to Carpinteria, and is this major water pipe right out here that goes through. And you know, the whole history of, oh, do you know about the Save the Ukes campaign when some trees were cut down?
Briefly about that. That
Yeah.
was an interesting time of year, huh?
There was a period of time when
I'm gonna dig up some old photos.
yeah, some of the trees were removed on East Valley Road, and we had protesters and people saying save the eucalyptus trees and whatnot. So in response, we did a major landscaping and replaced the hedge and improved that whole look along there. So that was kind of an exciting time, but mainly it's when we have the big disasters. Those are the ones that are you know, really, they bring everybody together. And I think the most recent, you know, with the mud flow and the way that the membership responded when we had the mud flow, and we're helping the people in the community and made the clubhouse available for people to seek shelter and for the fire to, all the fire companies to make their headquarters. It was really a significant point in time when I think it really brought the whole community together as far as helping out, and Birnam Wood was certainly very helpful to the community at that time. So that was great to see, because I mean, we had members that night that were in the clubhouse helping people who'd been, you know, injured and, you know, had to exit their homes. So there was a real good sense of community. I think that's the thing that maybe not everybody sees, but when you've been here a while, you can really appreciate that.
Would you say that was the most challenging part of your career? Dealing with those mud, when we lost hole number 9 and people's homes?
It was very challenging. It was just, you know, because it was such an unknown thing. There was no planning for that. It was just, it happened and we had to respond to it. So, yeah, I'd rank that right up there as the most challenging thing.
Awesome, Marty. Last question.
Okay.
And I've asked everyone the same question, so tell us something we don't know about you.
I'm an avid racquetball player.
Okay.
Been playing racquetball since the late 70s, and this past 6 months with no racquetball has been very difficult. But I look forward to when the courts open up again and we can start playing. But yeah, prior to this I was playing usually 2-3 days a week, and
where did you play?
we play at the YMCA over on Hitchcock. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Marty, it's an honor to be able to say I worked with you, even if it's only for a year here.
Well, you've been here a couple of years. We've had some experiences, so yeah.
But I really enjoy our talks and, you know, all you've shown me and our drives, and, you know, I know more about water than I ever want to know.
Me too. I'm working on that right now, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
But God bless you, man, and hopefully you next year you enjoy retirement, and hopefully you still visit us here at the club. And
yeah, I'll be in Carpinteria. We have a house in Carp. Going to remodel that. We'll be moving over there at the end of next year. So yeah, I'll be in the neighborhood.
Awesome. Thanks, Marty.
You bet. Thank you.
Take care. If any of you have ever had the privilege of coming into Marty's office, the one thing that always stands out is he's got about 100 different hats around here. So Marty, what's the story with all the hats?
Well, when I first came here, I had a Riviera hat and a CBS Sports hat, and I hung those up there. And then over the years, people just kept giving me hats, and I just kept hanging them up. But about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, there were so many that I finally threw out all the ones that didn't have like a significant meaning to them, and I've kept the ones that I can remember.
Here, take this one down.
Sure.
Here, tell us about this hat.
All right.
Can you get that? Can you zoom into that?
This is the hat that our guards used to wear back in the day. So I think we're a little less militaristic and a little more casual these days. So a little friendlier look when you come in the front gate.
That's a great picture.